Hi, my name is Liam. I'm an instructor as part of the Coding Pro education team, and in this video we'll be going through JavaScript. First off, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a scripting or programming language that we use to implement cool features on our web pages. This would include things such as timely content updates, interactive maps, and animated 2D, 3D graphics. Basically, JavaScript is the third layer of web design, with the first two being HTML and CSS.
For our first example, we'll be taking a look at how JavaScript can be used in a very simple way to change images, so to change one image to another. First, let's understand what we have. Right now we have an image of a light bulb that's turned off. What I want to do is create a button where if we click it, it will change the light bulb to turn on. First, we need to understand how we got this light bulb. We got this light bulb through this element here. Now this element has an ID called myImage. An ID is like a name, so let's give this element a name called myImage. And myImage can be changed to image or light bulb. So for the sake of the video, we'll just leave this as myImage. Now, let's go ahead and create our button. So get element by ID. So get this element by its ID, myImage. And let's change the source of the photo. So the source of the actual photo itself. So instead of bulb off, we will now have bulb on. So picture or pic underscore bulb on. And then we'll do turn on light. And like in every HTML, where there's an opening tag, there's a closing tag. So that doesn't change. We save this, refresh, it creates the button, and if we click the button, it turns the light bulb on. Now let's say we wanted to turn it off. We do the exact same thing here. And instead of bulb on, we'll do bulb off again, and we'll say turn off the light. Save this, refresh. See, now we have another button called turn off light. So if we click turn on, turns on, click turn off, it turns off. So this is a very simple example on how JavaScript can change an image. So for our second example, we'll be taking a look at how JavaScript can be used in a more advanced way. One that is more like programming rather than just simple HTML. So what we created is a very simple calculator that can add, minus, divide, or multiply two different values. So what we see in front of us is done with HTML. So value 1, value 2 with the two boxes, operator with the drop box, and the calculate button. That's all done with HTML. The actual addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division of the numbers is done through JavaScript. So let's break this into two parts, HTML and JavaScript. For the first part, the HTML part, we created two values. So value 1 and value 2. With these, we created the input tags. These input tags is what gives us these two boxes to type in. Underneath this, we created an operator. And for this operator, we gave it 4 different options: add, minus, divide, or multiply. And we can also see that here. Finally, on this line here, we created a button. So button, type button. And it is a calculate button. So if we click calculate, it will give us the output or the result, which will be posted underneath here. Now that's it with HTML. The next thing we'll look at is the JavaScript. So the JavaScript has 3 variables. Now variables are like baskets, and these baskets will hold values. So inside basket A, hold value number 1. So value number 1 here. In basket B, hold value number 2. Value 2 here. In basket OP, hold the operator, so whatever operator we decide to pick here. Now, let's look at the actual computation of the two numbers. So if the operator we pick is add whatever value was in basket A to whatever value was in basket B. If we picked minus whatever value was in basket A from whatever value was inside basket B. And the same thing with divide. So A divided by B and A times B. In this line right here, we'll just output our actual result down at the bottom here. So let's try out the calculator. If we do 2 and 2, and we wanted to add them, calculate, it will give us 4. If we minus now, if we do 10 minus 5, it will give us 5. Okay, and then for divide, let's say we do 20 divided by 5, it should give us 4. And finally, if we multiply, we'll do 5 times 3. Calculate that, and it'll give us 15. So this is a very simple way of explaining how JavaScript can be used in a more advanced way.
And that concludes our JavaScript introduction video. If you enjoyed this video, would like to engage in this course or check out our other courses, please make sure to subscribe and visit our Coding Pro Education website at codingproeducation.com.au.